Day number 9 of Chicago Bears training camps in the books, and let's talk about what happened. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears training camp update video, which I'll be doing every single day of training camp this year. If you guys have not seen it yet, okay, Hard Knocks, HBO just released their first trailer for the Chicago Bears Hard Knocks series coming out. I'm not going to play it on here, obviously, because HBO would send the black SUVs after me and sue me. But you guys should watch it if you're not watching it yet, okay? It gave me chills watching just trailer, and it just makes me so excited for, you know, seeing this series, which is going to come out next Tuesday, a week from now. So that's some really exciting stuff. Also, the first preseason game for the Bears is the day after tomorrow against the Texans. The starters will not be playing, according to Matt Eberflus. He just stated in his press conference today that Caleb Williams and the rest of the starters are not going to be playing. So it is going to be the Tyson Bagent show and the rest of the backups, which I kind of expected, honestly. Even though they said there was a chance that Caleb would play, deep down I knew that they probably were not going to be playing the starters, just because the starters basically never play in the Hall of Fame game. There's very little to be gained by going up against fourth string backups of the Houston Texans. And we're also playing the Houston Texans in week 2, so we don't want to give away any of our game plan against an opponent that we're going to be facing very early in the season. So I'm totally okay with not playing the starters. Obviously, it would have been cool. It would have been exciting to see Caleb go out there and score a touchdown against some backups, but realistically, he would not have gotten that much better as a quarterback by playing in this game. But next week, the following week, I think he should be playing. He definitely should be playing in that game. But yeah, getting into what happened in practice today. So practice was held in front of fans. It was outdoors with pads fully on, so much more intense of a practice than we saw yesterday when it was held indoors. And it seemed like, according to reports, the offense and the defense both had their fair share of spectacular plays. The defense definitely won the first half of the day, but the offense bounced back and had a pretty good end to practice. Talking about the injuries first of all, so according to Zach Pearson, he said that Travis Homer, Nasimba Webster, Ian Wheeler, Jacob Martin, Nate Davis, and Kyler Gordon were not practicing today. So basically the same people not practicing. I'm very worried about Nate Davis and his long-term outlook on this team with how much practice he's been missing. I mean, Kyler Gordon also has been missing a lot of practice too. He's been getting banged up pretty frequently, so hopefully Kyler can come back relatively soon. But at least when Kyler has been on the football field, he's been a pretty good player for the Bears last year. Well, Nate Davis was not good for the Bears last year, so I feel like Nate Davis does need this practice time, which he's not getting, so you know, that kind of sucks. But putting that aside, guys, let's begin by talking about the offense and the great ending to practice that they had. And I want to specifically talk about Rome Odunze, first of all, whose shirt I actually bought, because this guy had a hell of a time in the red zone. Okay, he scored multiple touchdowns. So according to Chris Emma, he said that Caleb Williams caps off the Bears practice with a strong showing in 2-minute mode, leading 3 plays and 60 yards to the end zone, capped by a touchdown pass in stride to Rome Odunze. Lester Wilfonk provided a little bit more detail. He said that Caleb drilled a pass between 2 defenders to Rome Odunze for a touchdown. I'll put video of this on the screen for you guys to see. Credit to the person that took this video, but hell of a play, hell of a throw, and a hell of a catch by Rome Odunze. Okay, a lot of traffic there. The safety was really close to getting on that ball, probably breaking it up, but Rome Odunze snatches it out of the air, and you know, Caleb gets the ball in there exactly at the right time. So phenomenal play right there. But the two connected on yet another touchdown later on in practice. So according to Greg Braggs, he said that Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze starting to catch up to the speed of the game. They just connected on another corner end zone touchdown, this time in red zone 11-on-11s. Made it look easy. According to Chris Emma, he said that once more Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze for a touchdown, a strike to the corner of the end zone. They have been in sync, and I'll put video of this on the screen right now for you guys to see. Credit to Jacob Infante for taking this video, but hell of a throw, first of all, by Caleb Williams, putting that only where Rome could really make a play on it, and Rome to go up, dive for that ball, go up at the right time, secured the ball, come down with it strong. Looks like he got his feet in bounds, got a leg in bounds. I mean, hell of a play by Rome Odunze. These are the things that we wanted Chase Claypool to do for the Bears, and we traded for him, which he completely failed at. But Rome is going to be that guy for the Bears offense, a guy that can go up in the end zone and make that jumping acrobatic catch for his quarterback Caleb Williams. And Caleb has the ability to pinpoint that ball exactly where only the receiver can catch it, like he did on this play. So it's been astounding how great of a connection Caleb and Rome have had already in camp. I mean, these two have been connecting every single practice, and I would not be totally surprised if Rome takes over as receiver number 2 or maybe even receiver number 1 on this team during some stretches. Okay, he could get to 1,000 yards first. They've been talking about the race to 1,000 between all these talented receivers. I would not be completely surprised if Rome got to that number first, even being a rookie, just because of how in sync him and Caleb Williams have been. Now, he was not the only receiver to have a great practice, though. Both DJ Moore and Keenan Allen also had great plays they made in practice. So, according to Adam Hogue, he said that Gerald Everett was banged up after a tough catch in 7-on-7s. Didn't seem serious, so good to see Gerald Everett not seriously injured. But he said that next throw was a beautiful go ball to DJ Moore for a touchdown. Both nice throws from Caleb Williams. Jacob Infante provided more detail. He said that Caleb Williams just hit DJ Moore on a beautiful deep ball for a touchdown on 7-on-7s. Moore went vertical on Tyreek Stevenson to get wide open, and Caleb hit him in stride. Good to see DJ Moore still getting very involved in the offense, because I feel like we've not gotten as many reports about Caleb connecting with DJ as we have Caleb connecting with Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, Gerald Everett, and those guys. But obviously DJ Moore is going to be a big part of this offense still. Okay, he was one of the best receivers in the league last year. He still is right now. Okay, he's a yak machine. So him and Caleb are going to be connecting multiple times for big explosive plays this season, and good to see them connecting on one today in camp. Looks like it was a great throw by Caleb Williams as well. Going over to Keenan Allen then. Okay, so according to Chris Emma, he said that Keenan Allen is a technician with his routes. He won a one-on-one in the end zone by breaking off to a soft spot away from a defender and hauling in the score. Six-time Pro Bowler will be a key presence for Caleb Williams. And yes, he will be, okay? Especially with his route running, his ability to get open. Caleb is going to love throwing to a guy like Keenan Allen, a guy that can really be a tremendous asset for his quarterback. He can be a quarterback's best friend just because of how often he gets open, how reliable his hands are, his ability to go up and, make that diving catch. Keenan Allen can do that for the Chicago Bears. So it's an embarrassment of riches for Caleb Williams. Like, he is so lucky that he was drafted by the Chicago Bears, which I feel like no rookie quarterback ever has said in their lives that's been drafted by the Chicago Bears, just because Ryan Poles has completely overhauled how the Bears surround the rookie quarterback. Okay, usually it's surrounding them with complete shit, but right now Caleb has the best receivers, in my opinion, in the NFL. So good to see the receivers making a lot of plays today in camp. And I do want to talk about Velus Jones also, because I know that he had a bad day of practice yesterday. He bobbled the pass, which led to an interception, but it seemed like he had a pretty good day today. According to Greg Braggs, he said that Velus Jones had a nice route and catch in one-on-ones, just made a catch 10 yards down the left sidelines in 7-on-7s as the defense was playing back, and Caleb took what the defense gave him. So good to see Velus making a handful of nice plays there. And then Jacob Infante also said that Velus Jones Jr. was getting a little bit of backfield action for the Bears today, which is pretty interesting. Okay, I know that coming out of college, a lot of people compared Velus to Deebo Samuel, and yes, he's not been anything close to Deebo Samuel so far in his NFL career, and I don't think he ever will be. But his combination of speed, acceleration, agility, and power, Velus weighs over 200 pounds. He's a pretty thickly built guy, so he has the ability to run in between the tackles. He has enough strength to do that, and he also has the speed and the acceleration to be really good at it, I feel like. But again, fumbles have been a big issue. Okay, I remember during his rookie year when he took, I think it might have been the Eagles game or maybe a different one, but I remember he fumbled on a carry as a running back one time, and after that I was like, okay, that's it. Okay, I don't want to see Velus a running back ever again. But that's a problem with Velus Jones. Okay, he has such tremendous upside. He has ridiculous, physical attributes, but he makes the little mistakes that can cost you a game, right? So I don't know what to think about Velus. I'm still going to hold my breath every time he's involved in a play because he's made so many mistakes for the Bears in the past, but hopefully he can prove all of us wrong. I do want to talk a little bit more in depth about Caleb's day today, because it seemed like the Bears defense threw a lot at him today in practice. According to Zach Pearson, he said that one thing I'm noticing during practices at training camp so far is the Bears are throwing a lot of blitzes at Caleb Williams to see how he handles it. Tyreek Stevenson came through untouched on a play in 11-on-11. Williams was able to read it and get it away, but it was incomplete. According to Greg Braggs, he said that Caleb definitely making a conscientious decision, I'm sure is what he meant to type, to get the ball out of his hands quick today. It's resulted in some really nice timing catches, but it's also caused some miscommunication where Caleb has thrown to a spot and the receiver wasn't there. And that's why practice is so important right now for Caleb Williams. These reps matter a lot for him to gain that chemistry with his receivers, where he can throw with anticipation before his receiver is even open. Those things take a lot of time. It takes a lot of practice, and that chemistry is not fully there yet. I feel like we've seen some glimpses of it with him, throwing to Rome Odunze. Those guys have been on the same page, but it seems like Caleb still has room to grow there, and they're working on that in practice, which I love to see. Okay, working on a weakness, I would say, of his coming out of college football was getting the ball out of his hands quickly, which was not entirely his fault. Part of that was due to scheme and how bad the receivers were last year at USC. None of them got drafted above round 6, right? So he wasn't playing with the best players in college football last year, which played into that. But still, at the NFL level, he's going to have to get the ball out of his hands quicker, and he's going to have to know what to do when the blitzes come his way. So I'm happy the Bears defense is throwing so much his way. So he's going to be prepared for that when the real games actually begin. And I do want to finish up talking about Caleb by talking about another spectacular throw that he made in practice. So according to Adam Hogue, he said that, and there's your daily across the body from Caleb. This one goes downfield to Steven Carlson. Amazing how accurate he is on those. We see it every day. And then Greg Bragg said that Caleb Williams just did his signature jump man throw in 7-on-7s to Carlson, 20 yards down the left sideline. Play took a minute to develop, but Williams didn't waste the rep. And these types of plays just show you the ridiculous arm talent that Caleb Williams has. It shows you why he was drafted #1 overall, because if he can fix the little things in this game, getting the ball out of his hands quicker, just making him better at reading defenses, and just a smarter quarterback overall, like, he has the physical tools to be one of the best in football. Okay, he has Patrick Mahomes level, arm talent in some ways, with his ability to change his arm angle, to jump and make a throw across his body. It's ridiculous what he can do, and hopefully he can do these when the real games actually begin. But switching over to the defense, I know I talked about the offense mostly in this video, but the defense did win a good portion of practice. The Bears defensive line, again, won the battle against the Bears offensive line, which does make me a little bit concerned about the Bears offensive line, but does make me excited for the Bears D-line as well. And talking about a big play that was made by the defense, so according to Jacob Infante, Jaquan Brisker just picked off Caleb Williams in 11-on-11s. Caleb threw into a crowded window, and Brisker got out in front of it. First interception thrown by him today, and I'm pretty sure that was the only interception that Caleb Williams threw. Wasn't a good throw, obviously, but good on Jaquan Brisker for making a spectacular play and getting his hands on the ball, making it go the other way. Jaquan Brisker is a guy that I feel like could change the Chicago Bears defense based on how good of a season he has, how much to his potential he can live up to, because he has been very inconsistent so far in his Bears career. Okay, some games he's been very bad, some games he's been really good, i.e. the Patriots game during his rookie year, getting that one-handed pick. Like, he has the ability to do crazy things and get those, crazy turnovers. He just has to be more consistent in coverage and with this tackling. But hoping for big things out of Jaquan Brisker this year. It seemed like the rest of the secondary also had a pretty solid day. We saw Tyreek Stevenson making a couple PBUs and also getting in there on that corner blitz for pressure on Caleb Williams, which forced the ball to be incomplete. And talking about the defensive line, a guy that had a pretty good practice, it's the rookie Austin Booker. According to Greg Braggs, he said that Austin Booker had some nice pursuit downfield on a run down the left sideline. Good hustle, showed off some speed to keep up with the running back. And Austin Booker has gotten a lot of reps with the ones so far, which is, pretty interesting, because usually 4th round picks would not be getting this much playing time with the ones, but the Bears are open-minded, it seems like, to letting the rookie potentially win this starting job. Now, I do think DeMarcus Walker is also going to get a lot of reps with the ones. It's probably going to be a situation where both DeMarcus Walker and Austin Booker kind of split time on the opposite side of Montez Sweat, but regardless, I mean, it's good to see Austin Booker already showing a lot of flashes and showing the Bears why, they drafted him in the 4th round, why they traded a future pick to go up and get him this year. That's how much they liked him. And if he's better than expected in year 1, that's going to be a fantastic thing for the Chicago Bears defense. I also do want to talk about a linebacker, Jack Sanborn, because according to Jacob Infante, he said that Jack Sanborn looked good today in practice. He's taking precise angles and filling gaps well in 11-on-11. Seems to have a good nose for the football, and I agree with Jacob on that. Okay, the nose for the football comment is 100% true. I mean, you see that when you watch him on tape. Like, he just has that natural feel for the game, playing the linebacker spot. And the Bears are incredibly lucky. Their linebacking core consists of Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, and Jack Sanborn. I mean, that's a top 5 linebacking core in the NFL, so that's a big position of strength for the Bears. And we have not even seen anything out of Noah Sewell yet, the 5th round pick from last year, so he could be a decent depth option. Like, the Bears have really good depth at this position. It's going to be a big position of strength for the Chicago Bears defense. But that's all for today's video, guys. Leave your comments down below what you guys think about the practice updates today. Tomorrow's practice is going to be kind of a walkthrough for the players that are playing in the Hall of Fame game, but the players that are not playing, I think they're going to have a regular practice. So I'm not sure what I'll do for tomorrow's video. I might just do like a Hall of Fame game preview video instead of the practice video. But if you guys want both, let me know down in the comments. I'll try to get both out to you guys, talk about both the practice and the Hall of Fame game separately. But yeah, leave your comments down below. As always, bear down.